Shantae Advance, Whiskey Revolution, and the rest from Nintendo's latest indie showcase. Nintendo shared its latest Indie World showcase this morning, and has become typical with these showcases. We learned about a number of new exciting indie games coming to Switch and Switch first, as well as some hit already released games that will be making their way to Nintendo's platform. Shantae Advance Risky Revolution was arguably the most interesting title. Developer WayForward began development on the game 20 years ago, but never completed it. Next year, the game will finally make its way to Switch, but retain the Game Boy Advance aesthetic it was always meant to have. Outer Wilds Archaeologist Edition is bringing the excellent space exploring mystery game to the handheld console and will include the Echoes of the Eye expansion. The game releases December 7th, and a physical version of the game is planned. On Your Tail from Memorable Games and Humble Games is coming to Switch first next year and is a mystery adventure starring anthropomorphic animals. I hope I said that right. A
Hmm.
Highland Song is a beautiful narrative platformer taking place in the Scottish Highlands. The game will also apparently include some rhythm elements. The game will be available December 5th on Switch. Popular PC indie titles Backpack Hero and Core Keeper are both making their way to Switch. The former is available today, and Core Keeper arrives summer 2024. Howl from Me Pumi Games and Astragon Entertainment has a style reminiscent of uh, cartoon saloons films like Wolf Walkers. In the game, a plague from the howling wolves is causing havoc, and you, as a deaf prophet, must fight against it. That sounds interesting.
Hmm.
Blade Chimera is a platformer seemingly inspired by games like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but takes place in the future and features a time bending sword. Blade Chimera will come to Switch as a timed exclusive spring 2024. Death Tricks Double Bind is a new mystery game that takes place in a circus starring a magician and amnesiac detective. The game will be available later today. The star named EOS is a storytelling puzzle adventure where you must take photos to trace the footsteps of your missing mother. The game will be available spring 2024. Raw Fury has a good 2023, and that trend seems to be continuing with Moonstone Island. The game is a deck building, animal collecting, cozy game with some procedural generation elements. The game will be a timed exclusive for Switch in spring 2024. Along with those games receiving highlights, Nintendo also shared a number of other announcements related to indie games. Planet of Lana launched spring 2024 on Switch. Enjoy the Diner will be available later today. I'm gonna have to get something to drink.
You all right?
Yeah, just my voice is getting tired already.
I
Uh, the
understand.
the Gecko Gods is coming to Switch spring 2024. Passport Out 2, The Lost Artist, the painting adventure game, will be available on Switch today. Blade Anniversary Edition releases April 30th, 2024 on Switch. Urban Myth Dissolution Center is coming to Switch next year. And finally, Heavenly Bodies will be available on Switch in February. So, do any of these games sound interesting to you? I know I said one, I think it was, yeah, How sounded interesting to me.
Well, Shantae I did play before on the Xbox 360, Xbox One versions. They were available on the Game Pass or games with gold.
Games with
So I
Gold.
still, yeah, especially games with gold. That's how I get to know Shantae. I remember Shantae for years now. If I remember correctly, back in the 2000s, mid 2000s, because of the first game I could think of was the one with the Pirates chess or the Pirates something, and that's all I can think of right now. But in recent time, I did play gameplay of a Shantae last year or two, and it was all right. It was like one of those side scrolling beat 'em up type of style games to get to fly around and stuff. So I think it's later on in the game you fly. I'm not exactly sure yet.
Yeah,
It's been such a long time.
there were two games. I don't remember the names, the sub names exactly, but I think
Yeah,
like the second and third Shantae games were available through Games with Gold, and um, I have them. I just don't. They're just part of the games I can't play unless I have an active Game Pass membership, either Core
yeah, or gold, regular gold.
or well, Gold doesn't really exist anymore, but
But you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the Shantae game. I get if you're a fan of that series. I tried to get into it with the two Shantae games I could play. Really didn't get into it. Um, and like I said, the only one that really sounded interesting to me was How.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, Shantae is usually for kids who are like into all the Arabian type of style, old folk, not old folk, but the Arabian folk type of manifestations of from the past, like Arabian Nights, the old books, the old stories from the back in centuries ago with the Middle East and all. It's a I heard those good things about Arabian Nights back in the day when I was watching Aladdin and all. You know that was a big thing back in the '90s because it was based off Arabian Nights.
right.
So that's when we had culture in most of our movies and video games back then. It had substance to it. Now, good luck trying to find that in most games today. It's
Yeah.
all about mundaneness and plain old, like just copy, cookie cutter gaming. That's all it is, And most kids not going to understand as much. And now, games like Fortnite and Multiverse are putting everything into one, and it's like a shit show. Like there's no corresponding story. There's no exact lore or overall lore that's appeal to other characters. I mean, yes, Apex Legends had their way to do that with their game as such, with the different characters interacting with each other, different story scenarios. More power to Apex Legends. I'm still learning about that to this day after all these years. So but Fortnite, they're fucking it up. Like it's just I don't understand the correlation of the stories at all. I stopped following after like the season, year two of the game of Fortnite, and then by 2019 I stopped playing Fortnite every so often.